All right, class. March, Mischief. If you recall, the last we read, we had Brian, Nate, and Lucy and the O'Leary twins walked into the police station and realized that Lucky and Officer Fallon are playing a trick on the kids. They actually brought in the leprechauns and are hiding them. So we're going to find out what the kids are going to do. Nate ends in this chapter. I have an idea, Nate said. Chapter 12, Leaping Leprechauns. Nate led the kids into the room where the leprechauns stood on the table. What's your idea? Bradley asked. Lucky and Officer Fallon think the leprechauns are in this room, right? Nate said. Yeah, and in a few minutes, Lucky's going to come out and get them and take them home again, Ralphie said. Only they're not going to be there, Nate said. They aren't? Where will they be? Ben asked. Nate grinned. We'll hide the leprechauns again. Then when Lucky comes to get them, they'll be gone. He yanked the lid off the trash barrel. There were some old newspapers in the bottom. Nate carefully lowered the leprechauns into the papers. Then he put the lid back on. But what happens if someone empties the trash? Lucy asked. Nate shook his head. It's Saturday, he said. No one will look in here till Monday. I can't wait to see Lucky's face when he opens this door, Ralphie crowed. Bradley tiptoed back to Officer Fallon's office door. He peeked inside. Then he came back to the others. I think they're finishing the game, he whispered. We have to hide, Ben said. He peered around the dusty room. He pointed to the covered desk. We can hide behind that. They all crawled behind the desk. Pal let out a loud woof. Quiet, Pal, quiet, Bradley whispered. He pulled Pal next to him. I forgot the light, Ben said. He went over and hit the light switch. Now it was black in the room. Brian was giggling. I'm afraid of the dark, he said. I'll protect you, Lucy said. I think I need to sneeze, Nate said. Hold your nose, Bradley said. Who wants a cookie? Ralphie mumbled through a mouthful of cookies. Just then the door opened. Officer Fallon and Lucky looked into the dark room. The kids could see them, but they couldn't see the kids. They're not here, Officer Fallon said. I left them on this little table. I don't get it, Lucky said. How could 3 statues just disappear? Then Bradley heard a small, muffled voice. We're in the trash can, said the voice. Officer Fallon didn't say anything. Lucky didn't say anything. They just stared into the dark room. Please take us out of the trash can, said the small, muffled voice. I can hardly breathe in here. Officer Fallon and Lucky stepped into the room. Lucky pulled the lid off the trash can. They both peered inside. Well, I'll be Donkey's grandpa, Officer Fallon said. There they are. One by one, Lucky lifted the 3 leprechauns out of the barrel. Can you really talk? He said to the statues. Behind him, 6 kids burst into laughter. Chapter 12. We'll stop there. I'll read again on Monday, but we'll see what happens in chapter 13. All right, hope you enjoyed it.